Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to work on something a little fun for Halloween. We're going to use these Nightmare Before Christmas pendant pieces from JJB beads for our main focal piece. But we're also going to add some leaves and some spiders. And all of this is going to go on some chain. And they are going to become purse charms. Or you could use them as a pendant if you wanted to hang the whole thing on a chain. But let's turn down and we'll show you what we're going to do. So we have our little pendant pieces. We have some oval jump rings, 2 little rings, some large lobster claws. Now I like this style, so I'm actually making these for my daughter and myself. She liked this one. So one for her, one for me. And then we've got spiders. Aren't these spiders fun? Some leaves. And some chain. Now what we're going to do with this is we're going to take the pendant. Let's take the pendants out. I'd originally thought I'd make these into earrings, but they're actually sort of heavy, so I don't think that would be a good idea. So as you can see, this pendant has, what's his name? Oogie Boogie? Something like that on this side, and then the Halloween kids on the other side. And this one has Jack and Sally on both sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 of the spiders and 1 of the pendants, and we're going to string them from this chain, and the longest one is going to be the Jack and Sally one, and then we'll have 3 different lengths so that our spiders can hang along here with like so, and then each of the chains will have at least 1 leaf with the spider, if not 2, maybe even 3. So like this for the one, and 2 on this one, and at least 2, if not 3, on this other one. Now I haven't decided if I'm going to put any leaves on the chain with the pendant. I might. In fact, it probably would be best if we did add at least a couple, wouldn't it? So let's add a couple on the chain with the pendant. Doesn't have to be a lot, just whatever you feel like putting on here. And then we have to decide on the length we want to make them. Because I am going to add the 3 chains with the spiders, and they need a little bit of length. I'm thinking we want at least this long for our Jack and Sally. And then so maybe the first one we should do is decide how many leaves we're going to put on this one. I'm thinking 3, like so. And then we'll have to trim that off. And then we'll make one a slightly shorter and another one shorter yet. And then the one with the Jack and Sally a bit longer. So maybe we'll start with this one. Okay, so we're going to cut this. About right here, I think. So we'll get my heavy-duty cutters out because this is a pretty heavy-duty chain. So we want to make sure we got the right cutters for this. And now we have our little length of chain, and we're going to hook on some leaves. Now, I'm going to try these tiny little jump rings, see if they're going to work with my leaves before we go on to the bigger ones if they don't work. So let's get some jump rings out here and open this little tiny guy up and see if it will work. I'm going to want to put this leaf about right here, the first one, so that when it dangles down it's close to the spider but not over the top of it. And it looks like these are going to fit fine, so no problem there. So we've got the one on. Now we'll go and put the others on. See how that hangs way down here? So when the spider hooks here, it will be right there at the spider. So we're going to get all three of our leaves on here. Where are you hooked at, baby? So I'm going up 4. And putting on the next leaf. Now sometimes these little ones, you have to make sure your chain drops down into the curve of them, because otherwise it won't give you room to do anything else. So we've done that. Make sure that's tight. Then we'll go up to 4 again. Come on, you. What are you doing here? Okay. 4 will be right below the last one, which is going to get hooked onto the ring. And that's about perfect, because even though that doesn't give us many, obviously, between the leaves and the hook, that's fine, because the leaves hang down, so we don't want to leave a big gap up there. Now we've got 2 things to do with this little bit of chain. Number 1 is hook it up onto the ring, and number 2 is hook it to the spider. So we'll take one of these bigger ones to hook it onto the ring. And because the spider's loop is bigger than the leaves loop, I'm thinking we'll probably need a bigger one for the spider as well. But let's just grab this very last link, and then we'll go through the ring and close her up. Okay, so now as you can see, this set of leaves hangs like this. Now we got to put our spider on. Now, like I say, I don't think the little jump ring will work to put the spider onto here, but I'm going to give it a try and see if it will, but I don't think it's going to, as I said, because the spider has a much bigger ring than the little leaves do. But let's see what we got here. Well, it might. It's going to be close. I don't know. The ring didn't close quite all the way. Let's see if we can get it to close. And to do that, if it's not, just wiggle it back and forth while you give it a little forward pressure. Did we close it? Looks pretty good. Still not quite closed though. So let's do it again. I think it might be closed now. It is. That's great. It fit on there. So now this is what the first piece will look like, with the spider down at the bottom and the leaves hanging down from the sides. So now we need to cut a slightly smaller piece of chain, so for the two. And I'm thinking, because of how I put this together, I'm thinking I just am going to cut off, I'm just going to cut 4 less links. So let's make it 9. Here, cut this link. And we'll add the leaves to this one. But of course we need a few more of our little jump rings out. So we'll drop some of those out. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to put one at 4 and then one at 8, and then the last one will hook up onto, excuse me, the bar. So we'll get these little leaves and spider on this next set of chain. Now you could do this in any order you want. You could put the spider on first, which, hey, let's do that right now. And then put the leaves on. And again, it's not quite closed. You can see there's a tiny gap in there, right here. So we'll take our pliers and with forward motion, wiggle it back and forth till they scrape against each other. And I think they just did it. Yes, right there they are. So now time to put the leaves on. So we'll take a couple more of these little ones. And you know, so they hang just a little bit different, I think I'm going to put this one on 3 instead of on 4. And then the other one will be down 2, 2, 3. That's this one. There is that one. But now it's still going to hang 4 up, going up now for the next one, and then it'll hang down 2 from the ring. Okay, second one is put together. Now we need to put it onto the ring. Now when you put it on the ring, make sure that you have your spiders facing the same direction, because well, okay. Now let's tighten this baby up. As you can see, our spiders are now climbing up our leaf chain. And then we'll have the last one over here on this side. And then we're going to put the pendant piece on. And it will then be time to decide whether we're going to put the leaves on the chain or not. So we're just going to cut, probably 5 links now. There you guys are. And then we'll put our leaf on, and we could put it right in the middle of our 5 links if we want to, I think. Our spider, and then hook it onto the ring. Come on, baby. Now see, the chain is trying to pop up where I need the leaf to drop into. So we need to make it go down its side where it's supposed to be. So it allows our leaf to come on. Come on, you, get out of the way. There we go. Now, like all the others, we need to hook our spider on and then hook it up to the little bar. So we'll get one more of the little ones for the spider. There we go. And now we need to twist our jump ring back into place. And that one probably went in better than any of the others. So then we get our bigger one here and open it up. Make sure our spider's facing the proper direction. And hook it up to the ring. And here's what we have so far. Oh, that spider is, I think it's just kinked up here. But like so. And then we'll have our pendant down below. Like that. So I'm thinking we probably want at least longer than the spider here. So about right here. See about how many links that is. So I've got 17 links here, and I've decided to put the pendant on the 17 links, and then we're going to hook it in the ring, and then we'll decide if it needs leaves or not. If it does, then we'll put them on at that point. Now I'm using the slightly bigger jump rings for these because these are a little bigger pieces, and I think that they will need that length. So let's make sure our jump ring closed because it looks a little bit open to be still. There we go. And now we'll hang it on there, and we'll hang it up, and we'll hold it up and see if we feel that it needs some more leaves or not at that point. Where are you? Now I'm hanging it between the bigger sections because I want it to be in the middle more or less. Okay. And as you can see, that hangs down nicely there. And I don't think it needs any leaves on that because there's plenty of leaves with the spiders. Though maybe it does, because if it swings by itself, then you don't see any leaves at all. So, yeah, we're going to put a few leaves on at least. So let's sort of get other things out of the way, bring a few leaves in, and we'll start putting them on. I think we only are going to need 3 or 4, however, so just to give it a little something on the chain so the chain isn't barren like the other one, like unlike the other ones. Come on, go in there. Oop, not the big ones, little ones. And one more leaf. Now, because we made this so much longer, we could have put 4 leaves on, but I figured 3 should be sufficient to give it the feel of the leaves. Okie dokie. Yeah, and see, then the chain does not look bare if it gets exposed. So there's our little guy with our spiders and leaves. And lastly, we're going to hook him on to his bail. So in this one, we definitely are going to need the bigger one. Maybe even a larger one yet, we'll see. So we'll go on to our ring, and then onto our bell. Oop. And it feels like it is not going to be big enough with this jump ring, the smaller one. So it would be fine for this one, but because this has got such a much bigger, well, maybe if I do it this direction instead of the other one, it will still be fine. Okay, this is not where I want it. I want it right here. Now let's tighten this baby. Now that is out of place a little bit, so we're going to need to straighten that a bit. Now is this going to swing all right? Looks like it. And so there we are. Our purse charm, our first one of the 2, using the Oogie Boogie. The second one's made just exactly the same way, except for it's got Jack and Sally. So I think I'm going to make that off camera, and as soon as I'm done with it, I will show it to you. Okay, here we are, our 2 finished purse charms. This one has the Jack and Sally with the spiders and the leaves. See how the spiders sort of hide into the leaves there? Isn't that cool? Now, I did have some chain that actually had the leaves on it already. I have since lost it apparently because I can't find it. So we just added the leaves ourselves. But if you find chain that has the leaves, then you could do this without having to put the leaves on the chain. You just need to put the spiders on and then there. So there is the Jack and Sally one. And then this is the Oogie Boogie one. Aren't those cute? I had a lot of fun making these, and they'll look really cute on my purse, I think. So there they are. So anyway, there they are. There is the Jack and Sally with our spiders in our leaves. And this one is, of course, the Oogie Boogie. Aren't those cute? I think they're gonna be adorable little purse charms for the Halloween season. Again, like I said, here's Jack and Sally, and here's Oogie Boogie. And of course, these are made. Well, everything is from my stash except for the pendants, which came from Jesse James Beads. And I believe I got the little spiders and the leaves from Michael's. So we'll talk to you later. This has been Rose from Rose's Garden, and I hope you enjoyed making those with me. Bye-bye.